Welcome to this interaction series for our Breakthrough curriculum. My name's Alison Heaton and I'm your Primary Science Development Officer, and I'm also part of the Inspire Learning team. I'm delighted to be hosting this STEM session for you today. In this session, I'm going to focus on the Leadership in STEM element of the STEM Nation Award programme. The aim for this session is to gain greater understanding of the Leadership in STEM element of the STEM Nation Award. I'll be doing this by exploring what leadership in STEM might look like in your setting, discussing what evidence you might include in your application, signposting resources and support, and advice on completing your application. As with all these interaction sessions, there will be some core input interspersed with reflection questions when you can stop the video and take some time with your colleagues to discuss and reflect. There will also be a follow activity for you to complete. In the STEM Curriculum Self-Evaluation tool, which you've already completed, 5 areas are identified for success in leadership in STEM. These are regular self-evaluations, a planned programme of professional learning, ensuring everyone can be a leader and completing the Young STEM Leaders programme, STEM being a regular part of your school improvement plan, and the effective allocation of STEM resources. The Leadership in STEM element celebrates effective leadership throughout your setting. This can include having a shared vision and rationale for STEM, having a core team to provide planning, coordination and leadership for STEM, encouraging and facilitating professional dialogue, collegiate learning and self-evaluation, practitioners throughout the school demonstrating leadership in STEM learning, using the data and evidence of learners to show progress in STEM, and most importantly, the empowerment of learners to lead their own learning. So what does this look like in practice? A good starting point for this element is to create a shared vision and rationale for STEM. The structure and format is completely up to you, and a few different ideas are shown on the slide. I particularly like the idea of the STEM superhero statements for the learners. And of course, agree this vision and rationale with all your stakeholders. Creating opportunities for professional dialogue and collegiate learning is an important part of this element. In my role as your Primary Science Development Officer, I can guide you in the right direction for suitable professional learning and resources. If you're lucky enough to have a CERC associate in your setting, then they will be providing you with professional learning sessions in partnership with CERC. However, CERC provides a lot of other professional learning opportunities which can be accessed by all practitioners in Scotland, and advise you to look at their website. I can also provide bespoke learning for your setting in person or online. Just email me and we can arrange a meeting. I also produce a monthly newsletter which includes professional learning opportunities and resources. These are mailed out to schools, but you can also be found on the STEM Padlet. It's important to have a small core team to coordinate STEM in your setting. It's recommended that you don't leave it to just one member of staff. This team can plan STEM experiences throughout the year by creating a STEM calendar and support practitioners in their setting with planning and resources. It's important as well to have STEM fully integrated into your school improvement plan. Another part of this element is that learners must be leading their learning in STEM. Your setting might already have a STEM focus group or run projects with individual classes or age groups. Another option is the Young STEM Leader programme, which promotes learner empowerment through STEM. It takes them through 4 elements: discovery, create, inspire and lead. The key aim of the Young STEM Leader programme is to facilitate the development of peer STEM role models to inspire more young people to develop an interest in STEM. As part of the programme, a member of staff in your school must become a tutor assessor, and they do this by completing a 2-hour online training session. More information about the programme can be found following the QR code on the screen. Now that we've looked at what is expected for leadership in STEM element of the award, it is time to reflect on what your setting is already doing with regards to STEM and leadership. What do you think you could start doing in your setting? This could be a small change. And is Young STEM Leaders something that you could start in your setting? Pause this video while you discuss. The next step is to complete your action plan. I suggest that you complete one for each different element as you go through the process. These action plans need to be submitted at the end of the whole process when you are validated for the award, so it makes things easier if you complete them as you go. As part of the action plan, you identify the staff involved and the key stakeholders, look at successful outcomes, and asks you to consider what challenges you might face and how you might overcome them. There is also a breakdown in tasks, looking at who is responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. As you go through the process and start collecting evidence, then it should be gathered on the evidence template provided by the STEM Nation Award. You are asked to submit up to 5 slides for each element, and guidance is given on the first few slides. This is a celebration of your STEM journey, and I'm going to discuss which evidence you can include in the next few slides. The types of evidence you might include on your slides are a statement of your setting's STEM vision, screenshots of your completed self-evaluation form, school, setting or faculty improvement plans that feature STEM, photographs or links to videos of children and young people leading the STEM learning, including as Young STEM Leaders, feedback from practitioners after engaging with STEM professional learning activities, and samples of learners' evidence from the Young STEM Leader programme and other activities you might do in school. And just thought we could take some time to reflect on what evidence you already have, e.g. photographs, certificates, planning documents, STEM in your self-improvement plan, that could be used towards this element of the award. Work that you've previously undertaken prior to applying to the award can be used as evidence. Pause this video while you discuss. As you go through the process of collecting evidence for other elements of the award, you'll begin to see that some elements are interlinked. You might be able to use the same evidence for more than one element. For example, you might have involved partners in a family STEM learning event. This can be used as evidence for both the STEM family learning element and the employability and STEM partnership working element of the award. When you've completed your slides, you submit them and they go to the validator, who uses a validator guidance document to assess your application. Your application doesn't have to have everything, but it needs to have a good coverage of the range of aspects the validator is looking for. It is a good idea to use the validator guidance to help you when you're collecting your evidence. There is a lot of help and support available to your setting to achieve the leadership in STEM element. Remember that it doesn't have to happen all at once, and you have 3 years to complete all 5 elements. The STEM Nation Award site is a good place to start, especially the guidance documents. If you'd like to find out more about the Young STEM Leader Award, then they also have a website. There is also a wealth of information and resources on the SBC STEM Padlet, including my recent newsletters. All the relevant QR codes are on the screen. As your PSDO, I'm also available to all settings in the borders to help and support you in any way to do with STEM, so just email me. To follow up this session, I recommend that you read the STEM Nation Award application guidance and the guidance for validators. Then complete your action plan and identify your next steps. Next, download the evidence template and agree how it's going to be populated. It might be a good idea to have it centrally available and practitioners just add to it as things occur. Further reading and resources can be found on the STEM Nation Award website, and the QR code is shown on the screen. So, to recap on the purpose of this Interaction Professional Learning video. It was to gain a greater understanding of the Leadership in STEM element of the STEM Nation Award. I've done this by exploring what leadership in STEM might look like in your setting. I've discussed what evidence you might include in your application. I've signposted you to resources and support, and I've given you some guidance on completing your application. This interaction session is part of a new approach we are introducing in an attempt to support all schools and all practitioners across Scottish Borders Council to engage with the same messages and activities, but at an individually convenient time. While providing video content with in-person facilitators in each school, whilst not the same as a full live session, we can achieve widespread learning. Your feedback on how to maximise this approach is valuable. If you have any questions about today's session, please contact the Professional Learning team on the email address shown below. All that's left to say today is good luck with this element of the award, and thank you for your time. Here's to making a difference to the lives and learning of our children and young people. Thank you.